Hello. I've been thinking about flat Earth being a motherboard. Not just thinking about it, but feeling that the Earth is the motherboard, especially when it is flat and motionless. Because you cannot really connect to a motherboard if it's wobbly around itself and constantly moving and it's not grounded to anything. How is the globe connected to anything while it's moving so fast around itself and moving so fast around the sun? How could it ever be grounded, really? And how could it be used as a motherboard? It cannot. It's quite an amazing joke, the entire globe model. It's a joke. And it's so fake. And once we start really thinking about it, it doesn't make any sense at all. With all the people, with their heads to different directions, constantly wobbling in those directions. When the ball has a north and a south and is obviously magnetic, or it wouldn't have a north and a south. So how is that possible that they will never feel that they are in the south? Magnetically and being pulled in a different way. The whole thing is a joke. Yet the flat earth mama is a motherboard. It's gigantic, and it probably goes to vast spaces in all directions after Antarctic, if not infinite. We're living on something so alive, so wise, so intelligent, so nurturing, so conscious. But systematically and by design, we have learned to be disconnected from it. The native people of the world were all connected to the earth. They all lived in hubs that had connection to the earth because they were right on the earth. They wore shoes that did not have plastic underneath them, and they were connected to the earth like all the other animals, like all the trees rooted into the earth, all the minerals that are living with the vibration of the earth. This is a motherboard. It has its own electromagnetic fields. It has its own blood, being the petroleum and underground waters, and incredible minerals of all kinds and crystals and caves underneath. And we have no idea how far it goes down underneath us, how grounded it is. We just know that we live on top of it. And if we close our eyes, maybe we can feel the entire beingness of it, because it's a motherboard. We need to connect to it every day and start dislodging and deleting and clearing all the programming of the globe that have made us all very dysfunctional human beings. We're the only creatures on earth that live in artificial homes with lily waves going through all of their wires, specifically designed to create electromagnetic fields that are harmful, and then Wi-Fi's and electromagnetic towers everywhere, and then the TVs and on, and then all the carpets underneath us, the uncomfortable shoes, vaccination, circumcision, industrial complexes. It goes on and on and on. Humanity being enslaved into wobbly, unconscious, ungrounded globe fakery. So once we recognize that we live on the motherboard, the floor of existence, period, which is very conscious and runs its own blood, well, there is a design to take her blood out, because that's what the blood is sacred, both in the human body, in all the animals, and also in the earth. Not only the blood should not be shed from the human bodies by sacrifices, it should not also be shed for the animals, with the animals being sacrificed. It also should not be pulled out of the earth in the form of petroleum. We live on such an amazing abundance called Earth, the plain Earth of consciousness, the motherboard. Whenever we have any problems, whenever we lose anything, whenever we feel that we are nothing and isolated and disempowered humanity, we just have to put our feet on the earth or lie down on the earth itself and pray and give ourselves and our difficulties to it and receive its advice, its beauty, its nurturing, its tremendous magnetic fields that are actually in harmony with us, not like the other fields of electricity that are in disharmony with us by design. So what does that do to us as humanity when we know that we live on the floor of existence, on this earth that has so much power? Can we receive that life juice from her? Can we give back love to her and receive her love and allow that empowerment to make us different beings? Not the same dysfunctional models that we have inherited from the globe, fakery, the dysfunctional humanity that is not only separated from itself and the family units, but is also separated from all nature in a real way. We are becoming more populated in major cities, more Wi-Fi everywhere, and now G5 towers going on, chemtrails every day. How are we going to change that on the flat earth with the consciousness that needs to be awakened within the flat earth? If we are functional parts of this plane, then we can actually start shifting inside, deeply inside, connecting to the motherboard, all of us, and allowing it to heal us, because it can. It has the power. And the creator consciousness is right here on earth, within all of us, all around us, in the water, in the air, in the beautiful ancestor lights up there, in the sun, in the moon. The entire thing is complete, amazing abundance of life and intelligence. And here we are. How can we go back and learn from the native people of the world who were connected to all these powers, and they knew that the earth is flat and the center of all beingness? Is this time for us to connect to the motherboard? Lately something happened financially for me that was really a letdown, and I went down the drain for a few days, like visiting hell of some kind of loss and lack and things like that. And it was so amazing because that helped me to really de-gut the old programming inside of me that thinks that consciousness is related to something external, or this monetary system that is so fake and so illusional, and the greed system that we have inherited from the globe unconscious. And when it really de-gutted me and brought all the darkness out and cleared me, I wanted to make amends with myself, with my family, with my friends, with earth beings, and with the motherboard itself. The motherboard is infinite in its powers, and all we need to do is just simply plug in. We need to plug in and just trust that the abundance is available, the current of light is available to all of us, the same way that is available to all the trees with their roots all the way down there. And no wonder all the gigantic trees of the world have been cut down, and the petroleum, the sacred blood of the earth has been pulled out. So are we going now to allow that sacredness live in us and bring us to a new frontier of consciousness that we had lost since 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, long time, right? Yet we can get it back. We can start getting our value system from something way deeper and become prosperous and abundant from some other factors that are not happening in the normal life. Since I have become a flat earther, and I mean, that's a kind of a weird thing to say, since I've become a flat earther. I've always been a flat earther. I've always lived on the flat stationary earth. I just didn't know it. I don't really need that much food anymore. I really don't. I hardly eat that much. And something has happened. My consciousness has shifted, and I love receiving the juice of the earth in all ways, in the air, in the wind, and in all the beauty, all the plants, all the animals. And for sure, I was vegan for 17 years, way before I knew anything about any of this. But then I kind of let it go. But then since I became a flat earther, since I became conscious again about flat earth, there is no way. It's very important for me not to sacrifice the sacred blood of the animals again, because that comes from the globe model. So here we are, brothers and sisters, the children of the most amazing, gorgeous motherboard of existence and life. Welcome to this beautiful family. Let's make it functional. Let's make it completely functional, internally inside, and then upon each other, inviting each other to a much higher consciousness, so we can actually change something on earth. And you know what? We can. It doesn't take the entire humanity to shift. It just takes a portion of humanity to really wake up. I love you all.